All right, we've got a no cool call, instantly tripping the breaker. That's what the customer says. And you always know you're at the right house when you pull up and all of the windows are open on the house. So let's see what we can do. All right, have a comfort taker here, my handy dandy kit. So I know the breaker's off now because it trips it immediately. So let's just work our way up the line and look at everything. Looks like we're probably okay in there. So let's open up the unit here. Alright, well, obviously not what we were hoping to see, because we were hoping to see something like a bad wire for the cap or something. Somebody's done some nice handiwork there with that capacitor mount. Pretty tight. It's better than some of the run cap bandit stuff we see. All right, we got the disconnect out. Let's work our way up the line and see where it's tripping. So, well, stays on now. Let's go back to the unit. All right, I heard it trip just as soon as we stuck the disconnect in. So obviously this leg that goes straight through to the compressor is probably dead short to ground, but we're going to unhook it and see what we got. And it is July the 4th. I really don't feel like getting shocked today. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this thing is dead. And it is dead. So let's take this. This is the only one it could be because the contactor not engaged or anything at all. And it goes dead to ground. So let's put the dummy beep on. Let's just see if it's grounded. It is. So let's look a little further and make sure it's not just burned off of the terminal or something that could at least get them by for a little longer. Certainly not going to get a compressor or a system on July 4th, so I'm going to open this up and look. All right, not likely to have that kind of problem out of this type of connector, but she is hard to get off. But nothing looks wrong with it. It's not melted or anything. So I'm going to turn the dummy beep back on. see that all of these legs to that compressor are dead shorted to ground. I would say there is no need in putting the mega ohm meter on this one. So let's stick it back together and talk to him. All right, got the compressor wires off. And this is how we're gonna leave it. We're gonna put it back together. I'm not gonna leave it where it's just gonna keep tripping the breaker if they keep trying it or whatever they do. Who knows what people will do. So just leaving the compressor totally unplugged, which I will obviously tell them about. And unfortunately, I have no way to give them any good news today. But we'll get the numbers off top of the compressor. Looks like a 42. 3.5 ton, this small. Well, that's what the 10 SEER days were all about. All right, let's see what they say. All right, I hate calls like that where there's just nothing you can do. It is supposed to be 99 today by 1 o'clock. It's just terrible when there's nothing you can do to help somebody. We've got about 8 little portables and window units, and every one of them are out. Someone yesterday that has 2 of them that did get some relief yesterday. We did get their system installed, or they're supposed to be returning them today. I rode by the office on the way out this morning, and they were not returned yet. They were not there. But if one or more comes in today, I'm certainly gonna call them and leave one out for them and let them come get it. I'll tell you, a little window unit that you stick in the master bedroom and close the door and turn it on, it can be your best friend when it's time to go to bed that night. But July the 4th, nobody's open. Couldn't, all the installers are off today. Couldn't really do anything about that if I wanted to, even if it was my mother's house. I don't think there's anything I could do. I don't have a used unit, 3.5 tons. So, unfortunately, they are on 0. I did give them quotes, and I did take a look in the attic. He went up there with me. He was in front of me, actually, and there's no room. They got a lot of storage up there, so I didn't get any footage up there. But we'll do a follow-up video if we do a change out there. So let's go to the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, so we got it changed out, and it had duckboard plenums. I hate duckboard, but there are some clips inside. There was one on the top anyway, and so there's a screw, a long screw sticking through it, and my guys always take this strap and wrap the plenum with that to help keep it on. I've tried to show them how to make plates for it, and run long screws with a big, you know, like a washer. But we did replace the supply plenum because I hate duckboard so much. So this one's lined, of course. So I guess this all looks pretty good. Let's go out and take a look at the outside unit. Okay, so one thing I did is I did have him send one of his helpers up here to help me. And got a little out of square, but his pan was just barely past the seam of the coil in the plenum right there. And it was way far deep under the furnace. It's an 80% furnace, so there's nothing to protect there. So we took out the 30 by 30 pan on purpose to make it go well past this seam and well past this seam. And they had it, there we go, that squared up a little better. They had it to where we were just barely right here. You may have noticed it a minute ago. So I had him come up here and back as best they could, replace the supply. And so I'm happy with it like this. And let's go take a look outside. We'll wrap this one up. All right, it's up and running. And the customer was out here with us when we were using the gauges, but calling for a 12 on subcooling. We left it on about 12.5, 12.6, and 7. It was fluctuating right around in there. And this is just a standard 14 SEER unit. So it's pretty quiet. And not bad for a just standard, straight up. You could say entry level. I don't like to refer to any of our equipment as entry level, but this is the lowest efficient standard model. And it's pretty quiet. And it's real quiet with that fan shaking and turning backwards like that. But looks good. Customer says he's going to clear some of this foliage from around it and keep his eye on that. And so I'm happy with it. So let's move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.